So we're getting set for racing here. The Xfinity Men's 100. That world record still belongs to Usain Bolt, as the world lead is shared by a trio. And Noah Lyles, asked at the news conference the other day, said, you know, one of the things would be nice is let's clean that up. Let's have one person be the fastest man in the world this year.
Well, the conditions are certainly perfect. A little bit of a tailwind. The temperature is perfect. Crowd has been very much into these races. So I would not be surprised to see a world lead, but I think the more important thing on the minds of these sprinters is end the season with a win, and particularly those who lost to Noah Lyles at Worlds. Noah Lyles will be thinking, let me remind you why I'm the world champion this year.
Great shot of the facility here at Hayward Field, and beyond it, the main campus of the University of Oregon, already buzzing with football fans as they anticipate Hawaii's arrival at Autzen Stadium. That comes at 5 p.m. Pacific time. But meantime, this is truly track town and what they do best, hosting top flight track and field every year. And now the men's 100 set to unfold. Always a marquee event at any championship, not the least of which the Diamond League Championship this year, and the one of the fastest man to ever do it gets us underway.
Yep, he is still second best ever on the all-time list at both 100 and 200. Johan Blake, Olympic silvers behind Usain Bolt in the 2012 London Olympics. Here is his training partner, Akeem Blake, no relation. And he's run 9:89 this year.
Then next up, the African, imposing figure when he steps out, as he has a lifetime best of 9:77, Ferdinand Omanyala.
He'll be in lane 3. Next out is the guy I think has the most motivation in this race, Christian Coleman. He'll be in lane 4. Just the body language and warm-up, I liked how he looked. Not that anybody else looked bad, but he looked the best in warm-ups. I took a glance in the back.
And let's listen in the intro of the world champion. Said he had one more race in him. He also said he sees this as sort of like the fans want to come see what they saw on the TV in Budapest, and they're having the chance here to welcome the world champion.
And we know how he responds when the big lights are on. Tobogo made history. He became the first African man to win a 100-meter medal at Worlds, and he is just 20 years old. I think he's going to be around for a long time. He can run the 1, the 2, and he's a sub-45 performer in the 400.
And you like the 22-year-old from Jamaica, Thompson, as well?
I do. Because if you were paying attention when Christian Coleman equaled the world lead with 9:83, as I told you just now, this guy ran 9:85 for a season's and personal best. Here's another guy with tons of motivation, and he's beaten Christian Coleman for the year in 2023. Marvin Bracey Williams, who had some challenges at U.S. Nationals and didn't make the team. But of course, he got the silver on this track last year at the World Championships behind Fred Curley.
And last in the field of 9 athletes, the German Joshua Hartmann, who's the national record holder at 200 meters. So 9 men assembled here as the world champion Noah Lyles set to end his season.
And the formula, I think, for Coleman is set. And that is, get your usual start, but you cannot press at 40, 50, 60. If you do, just like Worlds, everybody will go by you. If you don't, maybe a world lead.
Coleman in 4, Lyles in 5, Tobogo, the silver medalist, in 6. And a reminder, Coleman, world record holder indoors at 60. He is the man that usually gets out fast. It's just a question of finishing it off. And that has been his challenge. It was in Budapest, but he has the draw in 4, Lyles in 5. And this time we're underway cleanly, and it's a good start for Coleman, the Xfinity Men's 100 and the Diamond League Championship.
And just for good measure, oh, he equals it. I know he would have loved to see that thing get rounded down to 982. But there's no way you could have watched Christian Coleman run that 983 in China and not thought, wow, where was that at Worlds? And I think he thought the same thing. And he did say, look, I know that I could have run this sort of a performance at Worlds, but you'll have to settle for being Diamond League champion this year and handing Noah Lyles a defeat post-Worlds.
And Lyles, yeah, with that, again, strong close, which is his signature right now at 100, and he closes and catches Omanyala and Thompson very close across the line for places 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and Marvin Bracey Williams 5th in 10:01.
Remember this sort of performance when we get back here for the Olympic trials next year, because I think the men's 100 for the U.S. is going to be so much more competitive than the women. So here's another look. I don't even think that Christian Coleman got a great start by his standards, and I hope Lewis will ask him that question. It was a good start by Christian standards, not good. Omanyala was with him briefly, but this is the part that was missing in Budapest. You have to relax through the line. If you tense up, you are going to get caught. There was no catching Christian Coleman, although Noah Lyles did his best with an early lean. But Coleman sort of confirming what we saw a couple weeks ago.
Hi, my name is Danielle Thomas-Dodd.
As we get a look at the Xfinity 10G Flycam replay, confirming what we saw a couple weeks ago. Once he masters and once he's consistent with the second half of this race, he is always going to be tough to beat. So the 2019 world champion is now the 2023 Diamond League 100 champion. And that's a good way to go into the off season for somebody who missed the podium as Coleman did at Worlds.
So we don't get a definitive fastest man in the world this year by time. Fastest man when it counted at the World Championships. Noah Lyles congratulates Christian Coleman to have now both won world titles. But Christian Coleman is the Diamond League champion in 2023, and he's down with Lewis Johnson.
And we're just discussing what possible times might have been there, but still it was good enough for this Diamond League win. Tell me about just the moment of being able to come across that line first.
It's been a long year. It's been a long few years.
Yeah.
And, I mean, this will mean a lot. And so, I mean, I feel like this is just a little appetizing. Next year we'll be ready.
Right. So the 983 started at the start. We were just wondering about the first few steps, your take on the way you got the race started.
I mean, like, honestly, feeling it out, I feel like I was ready to run 9.7 low. It just, I feel like I rushed it a little bit.
Yeah.
But everything I've been telling myself in my mind, like, just stay patient through my drive phase, kind of kicked in, and I was able to relax and come out with a win.
How important is it to end the season on a note like this with the Olympic year looming next year? That's the one everybody wants next.
Very important. I mean, like, every opportunity that you get, you want to take advantage of it. So, man, I just thank God that he was able to bless me with this opportunity, and I was able to come out healthy, get a win, and just carry some huge momentum in the next year, so I'm grateful.
All righty. I know the fans right here want to see you, so you head back down for your victory lap?
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Christian, congratulations on the season. So, Noah, the first question, is this really it? End of the season?
Yeah.
You're done?
Yeah, it is really it. There ain't no more meets to go to. And in fact, I got a fashion show to go on Thursday, so
right.
I really can't stick around.
Okay, well, if this is really it, then we got to do this. Here you go, my man.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Let's do a cheers to the season.
Cheers to the season.
Awesome, awesome. So everybody that may not know unless you've watched the Untitled project of yours, which you can see now on Peacock. So what about the season, man? What do you think?
I want to call it the greatest season ever, but last time I ended with an American record, but this time I ended with 3 gold medals. I don't know which one to choose no more. I guess I got to just do both next year.
Right, why not? So coming here to Eugene and wrapping up the season, and what does it mean to come across the line? I know you were second, but just run a fast time, 85, and close it out like that.
Yeah, still my second fastest time of the year, and they still, Christian ran 83, so I'm still tied for the world lead.
Yeah.
Hasn't broken. Guess that shows how fast of a time it really is. But it was a great field, and coming back here, it was kind of just like a nod and an ode to all the Americans for coming back and be able to put on a show for them. I know they couldn't make it out to Budapest, so that's what this is. And I'm glad they were here, because as soon as I came out, they were really receptive, and that's all you can ask for.
Awesome. How's the shape?
It's amazing.
Enjoy that and many more in the offseason, okay, Noah?
Thank you.
Make sure everybody catches your program on Peacock
Yep,
and on YouTube. All right.
Yes, sir.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Okay.